Immanuel alumni. I went here, I graduated 2010, quite long ago. It's good to see you guys. I want to talk to you guys about one verse in particular, and I have two pictures just to explain a little bit who I am. First picture is a picture of my whole family on the beach. Oh, this is a quarter of it. Yeah, let's do this one first. So this is us in Hawaii. We just moved back, and you're going to hear a little bit about that story. But this is my wife, Lokalani, and our two boys, Amos in the front, and then Lion is the one I'm holding. And then I have another one I'll show you guys later. But I'm Alex Wilson. I'm 26 years old, youth pastor for like 6 years, and now I do like photography, videography, and kind of like vlogging on Instagram and YouTube with me and my family. And so I'm going to share a little bit of all that with you, but first let's read this verse. It's Matthew chapter 6, verse 34, and I'm reading the Message version, so it might be a little bit from this version. Let's read this one first, and then I'll read mine. You guys want to read it with me? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. And I'll read mine too. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now, and don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. So this second picture of my boys and me, we took like 2 days ago, us all wearing jeans stuff. I actually went back inside and changed because they were already wearing those things, and I was wearing like something like what I'm wearing now, like every day. So I went back in and put all this stuff on to match them. And what I like about that is because a lot of times I get like a lot of cues, not just fashion cues, but I get a lot of cues from my boys. And actually, I know they ultimately want to be like me, but a lot of times I feel like I want to be like them. And that's kind of what I want to share with you about talking about anxiousness and worry and stuff like that. So, for example, my boys, they live out this verse really well, where the verse starts out saying, give your attention, all your attention, to what God is doing right now. And every night, I think this verse explains why my boys don't like to go to bed and why they do like to go to bed. So let me explain. First, my oldest boy, he is 3 years old, and Amos hates going to bed. He hates going to bed. He loves dinosaurs, hates going to bed. And so every night when I try to put him to bed, he'll say something like, Dad, I can't go to bed because we're doing this right now. Like, we're playing with dinosaurs right now, or we're watching The Lion King. We're trying to like get him hooked on the original one before the new one comes out. So he'll say something like, we're watching this right now, I can't go to bed. And what he means by that is he's giving all of his attention to what we're doing, me and him, right now, that he like physically can't, as a 3-year-old, go to bed right now. Does that make sense? And so, and then Lion is the opposite. I'll put Lion, he's a year and a half, or almost about a year and a half. I'll put him in his bed, and he can't really fully talk yet. He can say, let's go to the car. That's the only thing he can say. But when we put him in his crib, he thinks in his mind, what's going on in his baby mind is, I'm in my bed right now. My dad just kissed me, okay. The lights are off. I have my monkey with me. And now I'm sleeping. Okay. That's all he thinks about. So he doesn't think about it's, what's going to happen in 2 hours. He doesn't think about like what we did that whole day. He just thinks about, okay, now the lights are off and I'm sleepy now. Okay. That's all he thinks about. They stay focused in the present. And that's what I love about hanging out with my boys, because they remind me of that. And so now I'm doing like photography and videography full time after doing youth ministry for 6 years. And I think that's what I like about photography and videography, is that when you're holding the camera, you're constantly like in the moment. Anyone here in photography class here at Immanuel? Do you guys still have that? Oh, I used to be in that class. It's kind of like yearbook. You guys have yearbook? Okay, it was a mix of yearbook and photography. But what I like about that is you're focused like on the moment. Even when we're doing yearbook pictures and you're going through the year and you're looking at pictures, each one of those pictures is a different moment that was a present moment at the time. And the crazy thing about the present, you guys know this, is you can never like really catch it. As soon as you think about it, it's gone, right? So if you think about the present right now, It's gone again. And I was talking about doing videography and photography. I used to do it for a CrossFit gym in Kauai, Hawaii, which is where we used to live. We just moved back about a month ago. We lived there for a year and a half. But as I was a youth pastor there, I'd also help out with a local CrossFit gym. And this has to do with the second part of this verse. There was a girl there, her name was Kylie, and Kylie was like she was in high school, she was super like emo, really, really quiet. Someone you'd never expect to see in a CrossFit gym, but her brother was a coach, and she was homeschooled, so her parents like made her do that for PE. And she just lived across the street, so she would come over. And the first time I ever talked to her, she was wearing an Odd Future shirt, and that's what sparked the conversation. Odd Future, if you don't know, is a rap group. They're not really together anymore. They're kind of like split up doing their own things. But she's wearing an Odd Future shirt, and I'm an Odd Future fan and a rap fan, so we started talking about, Odd Future, and she just like opened up, and she's like my best friend. So by the end of class, and I was doing photography and videography for the gym at the time, and so by the end of the class, I was actually hanging out with some of her friends, or some high school boys, after class, and as we were talking about rap and stuff, I was like, yeah, me and my friends are going to go, or me and these guys are going to go skate after this, and I told her the guys' names because I thought she might have known the guys, and she did, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm actually going to that too. And so it was like 5 guys, and then Kylie, she was kind of like a tomboy, and we all went skating, and I did a little like YouTube or like Instagram like story vlog thing about the whole day. And after we moved back to Kauai, she reached out to me. She ended up being like really close friends with me and my wife, and like got along really well with our boys, babysitted and stuff like that. And after I went back to California, she DM'd me saying, hey, do you have that video of when we went skating? And I was like, yeah. So I went to like my Google Drive or wherever it was, and I downloaded it and I sent it to her. And she's like, thanks. And I knew she wanted it because we just moved, and it was like a little keepsake for her because she was really close with our family. But as I sent it to her, like I watched it, and I remember watching it, the feeling I got was that when I was there skating and when I was there doing video and having fun like with these like kids that I was mentoring, I don't remember ever thinking about anything else in that moment. Right? As I'm watching myself, skate and film and all that, I don't remember thinking about anything else but